Yay. Okay, so welcome to tonight's team benefit call. It is November the 10th, and we have an amazing guest on our call tonight, Elyse Hubbard. I'm so thankful for you to be our guest speaker on the call. Elyse is a coach from Hawaii. She joined in July 2013. This girl has hit Success Club 10 every single month since she joined as a coach, and she and her team hit elite this past year in 2014, which goes to show you that there is a connection between Success Club and hitting big goals like that with your team. So tonight she is going to share what comes naturally now to her, which is Instagram, and she has built her business primarily on Instagram. So she comes with a lot of experience and knowledge. So with that, I'm gonna just pass it right over to you, girlie.
All right, so I'm just gonna, ask you guys to go ahead and mute your lines, and then if you have questions as I go, just, you can ask or raise your hand or whatever. That's not a problem. But like Traci said, I've been a coach since July of 2013. A little bit background about me is that my younger brother told me, to get on Instagram. There's tons of fitness people out there. So I went ahead and just started an Instagram because I was sick and tired of Facebook and my family, and just knowing that people have seen me try to lose weight so many times, and I needed just additional support. So I started Instagram. I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted help. And then from there, I started losing weight after baby number 2. I've lost 100 pounds, and people started asking me for help. And I joined Beachbody because of the nutrition. I refused to buy a program. I was going to the gym, had, my kids, and I signed up with the first person who enrolled me, really. And she's super, super sweet, but she's just now getting to Star Diamond. And, I had to really show myself how to build this business. And I did it through Instagram. I still to this day don't really have anybody helping me except for corporate, now here and there. So I didn't know what Beachbody was. I had no idea that I was a top 100 coach going for elite until Beachbody called me and said, "Hey, do you know you're number 76? Not in those numbers this year, but that's where we were when I was going for elite," and I had no idea. So, if I can self-educate myself for free, that's what I try to show my coaches, and that's why I like Instagram, because a lot of coaches built their business boosting and paying for ads and using like pages, and I was super broke. We were on WIC. I couldn't afford to buy my kid the strawberries that he wanted, and that was the day that I signed, and I just knew there was no turning back. I borrowed money from my dad and paid him back that same month. So I always want to show my coaches how to do this for free, and that's why I really love Instagram, because there's just no excuses. So I want to share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to show you a short YouTube, just to show you guys that all of my diamonds came from Instagram, and that's where every time I hit Success Club, 99% of everybody that I've ever enrolled has come from Instagram. So I just want to, like I said, hang on, share my screen, and then just show you guys this short YouTube. All right, let me see. I haven't done this in a long time. Uh-oh, hang on. Can you hear it? Could you hear that?
I don't hear it now.
Hang on. I gotta turn up my volume on my. Hang on. Sorry. I'll get it right. Now? Hey everyone, my name is Elyse Hubbard, and I am a 24-star elite coach and founder of Team Jurors. If you're watching this video, it's because I am trying to show you how using Instagram can help you to build your business. In 2014, I personally sponsored 8 lifetime diamonds, and one diamond on my husband's account is on that, so I'm trying to get it not. All of these coaches, I pretty much found on Instagram. I built my business 99.9% via Instagram, and it has just blown up since then. So I am striving to show you how to use Instagram to build your business, and I want to introduce you to some of the diamonds on my team so you can see how long they were following me before they even enrolled as a coach. So you can see the powerful effect of the compound effect and why it's so crucial to stay the course no matter what. Me, myself, it took me about 4 months before I decided to sign up with my sponsors who found me on Instagram. Hi, my name is Jackie Kessner. I've been a Beachbody coach since September 2013. I enrolled as a coach after following my sponsor and upline coach, Elyse Hubbard, for about 6 months. I was really just inspired by her journey, and one day it just occurred to me that I would message her, reach out to her about the coaching opportunity. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that. Hi, I'm Angel. I'm a diamond coach on Team Jerk, and I signed up to become a coach about 5 months after I found Elyse Hubbard on Instagram. Took me a while to come around, but I'm so glad that I did. Hey guys, my name is Allison Braden. I am a Diamond Beachbody coach under Team Jerk. I signed up the last week of February in 2014 under Elyse Hubbard. I signed up with her after following her for 2 months on Instagram. It was the best decision I ever made. Hi, my name is Shannon Brooks, and I'm a 1-star diamond coach, and I was following Elyse Hubbard on Instagram. And then 3 months later, I signed in November of 2013 to be a coach and do it big. Hey y'all, my name is Nina Ortega, and I'm a Diamond Beachbody coach under Team Jerk. I actually reconnected with Elyse over Facebook after she posted some information on Instagram about her transformation. So I signed up with her about 2 weeks after we spoke, and the rest is history. Okay. Hang on, give me a second. So basically, like, I do Instagram boot camps because I just want to show my coaches how to build their Instagram too. And the reason that I show everybody that video is because I want you to understand that you're not going to just start posting on Instagram tonight and then people are going to start falling into your lap. I purposely had each of my diamonds say how long they were following me. Nina is the exception to the rule because I went to high school with her, so she already knew me, right? So I definitely, don't want you to think that just because you start posting on Instagram tomorrow, you're gonna have all these diamonds, right? It's just like when you start off to be a coach, you have to let the compound effect, pay off. With that being said, I definitely don't want to go over the basics of Instagram. I have a training that I'm sure Traci can share with you guys. I'm sure she's going to repost this call. And that's what I send my coaches to go over. It's about 45 minutes, but it gives you the basics of Instagram. So if you really don't know the basics of Instagram, that's really where you need to start. What I want to focus on with you guys is how the heck do you meet people? Like, say you have your Instagram started and you have no idea how to talk to people. How do you add people to your network daily? So just, to ask you guys, is there anybody who's on this call who does not have an Instagram that's foreign language? Anybody? Okay, so that's good. Like I said, if it is foreign language, then you gotta start from the basics, and I say anything that you post on your like page or on your Facebook, post it on your Instagram, just so you have something there to fall back on if you want to start using Instagram. Instagram has like super helped me even more since they finally introduced direct messaging. Direct messaging is kind of like Messenger for Facebook, but it's on Instagram. It's new, and a lot of people don't understand that it's there. A lot of people don't know where their inbox is. So it's taken a while, but it's coming around, and it is, I'm telling you, if you know how to work Facebook, you will start to understand how to work your Instagram. So I'm going to share my screen again, and then I'm going to show you guys some helpful little tips that I show my coaches on how to talk to new people daily. All right. Oh, I don't know what that's playing, but okay. Can you guys see this? Is it big enough? Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, so making new contacts using direct messaging on Instagram, right? It's really seriously, it's the exact same thing you would do if you had a like page or if you had somebody new, right, on your Facebook. So basically what I do is I first go through any likes on a post and reach out to at least 5 new people a day, right, which is something that we should all be doing. You should be making new contacts because you don't want your well of contacts to ever go dry. So no matter what, at the end of your business day, you need to make sure that you talk to 5 new people. And some of my coaches tell me at the beginning, like, oh, that's too hard because where am I going to get these people from? But trust me, like, there was a time when you were in your bathroom hiding from your kids or your husband or your whoever, and you were on social media and you were talking to new people. So it's not really hard. Like, you can do it, and once you get a system down, it'll become easy. I have scripts that I copy and paste and keep my phone's notepad, and then I'm going to show you guys those, and it's so easy. Once you get the hang of it, it takes me about 20 minutes to do my 5 new contacts for the day. So, like I said, you can post anything. You can post, it doesn't matter. You playing with your dog or whatever, and you can reach out to somebody and just start talking to them. So basically, I just told this person, hey girl, I just wanted to stop by and say thanks so much for the support on my account, right? So I always start off with saying thank you. And then I comment about whatever picture they like, right? I saw you like my picture about going through depression while pregnant this morning. Are you also on a journey of your own, right? So I restate the picture and I ask them a question, right? This is the catch. If, what I count as a new contact is if you're leaving them some type of question and you've never talked to them before, right? You have to leave them a question because you need them to respond. And if you've never talked to them before, they're a new contact. If you have talked to them before, that's a follow-up, right? That's what the big difference is. The second thing is with Instagram, you need to tell them that you left them a direct message because I'm telling you, Traci, I had to tell her too. I just sent you a direct message, and it's like a week later, she was like, oh, I just saw this, right? So you really have to tell people because they don't understand that it's there still. So here on the second part, I say next I comment on a picture of yours to make sure that they understand about direct messages, and I compliment them to genuinely, for them to know that I genuinely looked at their account, right? So, hey girl, my name's Paleo Fit Juicing Chick on Instagram. So that's me at the very bottom. Hey girl, just sent you a direct message here on Instagram. I hope to hear from you soon. P.S. I love the positive energy from your post or whatever. Or P.S. That's such a cute dog in this picture. Or P.S. Your little girl socks are so cute. I'm sure you guys have been spammed on Instagram with things that make no freaking sense on your pictures from other coaches. That's a program that leaves auto comments. So I just like to put a little extra touch so they know, okay, I looked at their account. I at least looked at the picture or whatever. And that's just good juju, you know what I mean? So go that little bit of extra mile to do that. So if you have Instagram, right, I encourage you right now to open up your phone and just like look at Instagram, just so we make sure that everybody knows what it is. And if you click you can't really see this, but if you click the home button at the very bottom left, it looks like a picture of a house. You'll be at the top of your newsfeed. In the very top right-hand corner, you'll see a box that looks like a box that would be sitting on the desk. You click on that, that's where your direct messages are, right? If you just click the plus sign, you can send a message. I always send a message and not a photo, and do it that way. You know, you could send a photo, but I don't know. To me, I'd rather just send them a message and just treat it exactly how you would treat Facebook. The only thing that you're really doing differently is you need to make sure that you're going back and telling them that there is a direct message there. So I promise you, this used to be so much more complicated for me to teach my coaches, because I had to teach them how to get somebody on Instagram and filter them to Facebook. You will get to that point, but at least you can have the conversation here. And once you do tell them, oh, add me on Facebook, they've already gotten to know you, and it's really not that difficult at all. So have I lost anybody so far? Does this make sense? Makes sense, right? It's easy. It really is easy. The only thing that stops people is they're not posting and they're not doing this daily. Like at the end of your business day, you should have some kind of system where you're sitting down and making sure that you did your 5 new contacts for the day. And I'm sure Traci has some kind of business tracker for you guys that she teaches y'all. So I have one that I teach my team also. This is another screenshot that I shared with my team. I try to show them all the time that I'm doing this so that they can see that it's really not that difficult. So this was like on a Saturday. I was sitting in my car. My husband was driving. And I was like, I need to do my new contacts for the day. So it's, again, you know, part 1, go through any of your likes on any post, right? So you know how you think like the only time you're going to get leads is from a hard post. The only time I get leads is if I post a transformation picture. That's not true. You can just simply talk to people. If you're talking to 5 new people in 30 days, that's 150 people a month, right? Granted, you do this every single day, but 150 people, like, that's amazing. You're going to have people who are going to talk to you. Trust me, you will. So the same thing, you know, first part is I leave them some type of just auto comment. And then on part 2, I go to their account and I tell them, hey, you just sent you a direct message here on Instagram. Hope to hear from you soon, and I hope you're having a great day, right? So how do I do this in 20 minutes? All right, so right here is I have a notepad in my phone, which I'm sure everybody has a notepad, right? And what I do is I keep my scripts in my phone's notepad. And all I do is go back and forth and copy and paste. So these are my, you know, my scripts for whatever, you know, and I've just had them, I've just developed them as I've made different posts, and it's basically the same thing, just different wording, right? So the first one is just, hey girl, I wanted to stop by and say thank you so much for the support on my account and in my journey. I saw you like my workout video this morning. Are you also on a journey of your own? Everybody should be working out. Everybody should be making workout posts. Everybody should be able to ask this question. Like when you get off this call, you should be able to use my script and talk to 5 new people on Instagram. It is so, so easy. With that being said, you know, you should be making posts. You should be using hashtags to grow your account. If you don't understand any of that, you need to watch my 45-minute video about how to set up your Instagram and how to start it, right? But, you know, I really want to hit hard that I always open up with saying thank you. My second is I restate whatever picture they liked. And then my last is I close with a question, so I can make sure that they want to respond. So it's really 3 parts, and it's really easy. It's really the same as Facebook, right? And then if I decide to do follow-up, right? So right now, this is my big follow-up question for this month, and what I'm telling my team to do. Hey, you, how's your day going? You crossed my line today. I'm on a mission to help as many as I can not gain the typical 5 to 15 in these next 2 months and end the year strong with me. No pressure, of course, but I was wondering if you knew anyone who would be interested in joining me. So that's like my follow-up right now, and I'm just copying and pasting that, right, and sending it to anybody who I've talked to. And you can do it in direct messenger just like on Facebook. So at this point, I'm not really teaching you anything new except for this last right here, where you make sure that you go and tell them, hey, you, I just sent you a direct message. Hope you're having a great day. I hope to hear from you soon. You know what I mean? And if you are doing a follow-up, go like some of their pictures. Go make sure that they see that you care. I really only signed up with my sponsor because she was the first person to ever ask me, and she kept up with like looking at my journey. Everybody else I knew, they just wanted to sell me something. Like I could feel that energy where they were just trying to sign me up, and that was it. So you can definitely, take a look at my account and see how I post, how I use my hashtags. I make sure that everything I post is exactly the same on my like page. Some things are a little bit different, just because, you can't boost on like pages. So sometimes I'll do a double post on Instagram, just because I want it to pop on people's feed. And it's different, right? So my name's right here, Paleo Fit Juicing Chick, PALEO_fit_ and then juicing with no G _chick. But you have to stay consistent, right? So another way that I add new people to my Instagram daily is I use an app called Crowdfire. And that's a little new for my training because they changed the name. But Crowdfire, really what that does is you can go, and everybody should have an avatar. If you don't know what an avatar is, like that's an amazing exercise to do. Basically, your avatar helps you to realize who your target audience is, and what you could be posting to better focus your hashtags and better focus your posts and what to write and stuff like that. So basically, whenever I use Crowdfire, I think about what kind of accounts my avatar would be looking at, right? So random fact about me is I like sewing, right? So you can go into Crowdfire and you can choose copy followers and just type in the word sewing and see what sewing accounts on Instagram there are. And, go into that account, see if it's legit, see if it's an account that you would like. And if the answer is yes, copy their followers. And so what this program does is you're going to follow 160 people. Just click follow. Don't worry about who you're following. Just click it, 160. Keep clicking until it says you can't follow anymore. And basically what the idea behind it is when somebody sees that you've requested to follow them, they're going to go and look at your page. And if they like what they see, right, then they're going to genuinely want to follow you. So because I do this every day, I don't worry about who follows me back or anything like that. I just want eyeballs on my account, because maybe 3 months down the road, they'll be like, oh, I've been following you for 3 months and you posted about this and that and whatever, and now I feel like I need to reach out to you. And that happens to me all the time. I have no idea who's following me, but they're following me for a reason. And I use that. I use it daily. I use it to unfollow people, people who are not following me back, and I use it to copy followers and just to get eyeballs on my account. I've had coaches tell me before that they don't like using it because they want to genuinely grow their account, but you are. Like, if somebody looks at your account and they like it, they will follow you back and genuinely like you. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to do this every day. I've had coaches go from 0 Instagram followers to thousands of Instagram followers because they're staying on top of this. I think you can do it, every 2 or 3 hours. You can follow 160 people at a time, right? So you really, really should be, it's on my accountability log for my team to use this program at least once a day. So they're making sure that they're growing their Instagram account and they're getting new eyeballs on their account daily. And you have to understand that when I started, I already had a good following without using this kind of system, but this will really help you to grow it faster. So, my main focus for the call was just to really show you guys that Instagram is no different than Facebook, but the reason that I like it is because it's free. And I was the coach who was super broke coming into this, and there's no way I could have paid for boosted ads, right? And then the second thing is, you're doing exactly the same thing. It's just a different format, especially now since there's direct messaging. So there should be no reason why you cannot I'm serious. Like, I challenge you after you're done with this call to get on Instagram, talk to 5 new people, take a screenshot of it, and post it in Traci's team page. Like, it is so easy, especially if you get a script, right? Just copy and paste. It might take you a little longer than 20 minutes if you've never done it before, but I'm telling you, practice pays off, and if it's easy, you'll be able to do it in your sleep eventually. So, I hope that helps. I don't want to, I know it's late for a lot of people. So do you guys have any questions? And I hope that was helpful. Do you guys have questions, or did that help you, or did I lose people, or?
Oh, it's awesome. Well, everybody smile real quick while I take a screenshot. Okay, that's great. I've got questions, but I'll let you guys hop in first. You guys have questions? You want to unmute?
Did I do it? I don't think I did it. Okay. No questions? Who's going to do the challenge? Who's going to accept the challenge? Anybody? I mean, it's really seriously, there's no excuses why you can't talk to 5 new people a day. Like, coaches who tell me, I don't know where you talk to new people from. Like, I just want to shoot my brains out. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous because there's millions and millions of people on Instagram. And if you can't talk to them, that's really your fault because you're not posting and you're not doing your vital behaviors.
Elyse, how do you get people to follow you? Is that through your hashtags?
Yeah, so I cover this in my basic training, but you can post up to 30 hashtags at a time, right? So I make my caption, and then in the comments below, I have my hashtags. You don't want to hashtag Beachbody, Shakeology, anything like really coach related. You want to look at your avatar and think, what will my avatar hashtag? So like if you know your avatar is a hardcore Backstreet Boys fan, hashtag Backstreet Boys, because everybody needs health and fitness, right? So I don't care if my post is about me. I don't care if like my post is about me drinking green juice or whatever. I'm still going to use the same tags, and I'm going to put hashtag Backstreet Boys, because who knows, maybe somebody who's a hardcore Backstreet Boys fan like me is looking in that hashtag, they see me and just so happen want to go to my account, right? Because I pop out. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I really encourage you to like sit down and revisit your avatar and think, well, what kind of tags would they be looking at? And think outside the box, and look in those tags. And if you're a cat lover, use that tag. If you're, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be related to your post. So just keep it in your phone's notepad, and I just copy and paste my tags every time. So it's really easy, like copy and paste saves my life every day.
How often do you change up your hashtags?
I don't.
Really? Okay.
Unless like if I change it like in the caption, then sometimes I'll have to delete some of my 30 because you can only use 30 for a post, right? But I don't change it up. If it's not working, like I had a coach who she loves lifting weights, and she started attracting men, so she had to change her hashtags. So did that help? I forgot the question for a second.
Do you do much with making your, and you might talk about this in the first training too, so feel free to tell me, but making your profile look a certain way or make yourself look like a certain brand on Instagram?
So I have I always tell coaches, please don't put that you're a Beachbody coach in your profile. Not because we're ashamed to be Beachbody coaches, but it's just, you want to give yourself a fighting chance. And I was a person who hate Beachbody coaches. So, don't put that in your profile. Just let yourself, you're not like, Sally Beachbody just because you sign up with Beachbody. Like, just let yourself be you. And then I definitely, you can see when somebody goes to your account, you kind of want to remember that you're showing them a magazine. So if you go to my account, you can see I use the same kind of fonts every time I post a recipe. I use the same colors. I use the same size pictures. It's not, and again, that was something that I had to teach myself. I don't have a business degree or anything like that. I just really love Instagram, and I wrap my mind around thinking that like a marketer, So, and you're your best marketing tool. So you can look at my Instagram and you can see that I'm using this, like I said, the same color, the same font. Every morning, my followers know what to expect. My first post of the day is always something of inspiration based on what I'm going through. And then it's the same thing, fitness and food and my kids, and just like you would be doing on Instagram. But I definitely, encourage you to look at your overall profile and see if it makes sense. Like, don't all of a sudden post about, I don't know, something to throw your people off. Like, I personally wouldn't all of a sudden post about cute shoes, because that's not, yeah, I may think those shoes are cute, but it's going to throw my followers just way off probably, unless I'm going to a trip like Summit or something.
And then, can I ask one more question?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you allow a certain amount of time? Like, what I'm trying to figure out is, how do you know when to unfollow people on Crowdfire?
Oh, I just do it every day.
I mean, just whoever's in the unfollow group, you just unfollow them?
Well, you can only follow 7,500 people. So right now, all I'm doing is concentrating on getting my number down, because I got too far up. But I try, so it'll ask you if you want to sync your account, because it'll update every time you open it. And I always avoid that, because I don't want it to sync up to the new people that I'm trying to get to follow me, because maybe they haven't seen that request yet, and I don't want to delete them before they have a chance. So I just try not to sync it, if that makes sense. Not let the program update, so I can make sure that I'm following people from a while back, or I'll scroll all the way up or something, just so I'm trying to make sure I give them a chance. But, I know there's Instagram, right? Instagram is out there. And like I said, I just want to show my coaches a way that they can grow their Instagram without having to pay. And then also, I personally just really hate it when I see a coach post something that makes no freaking sense on my account. Like, I'm posting something horrible, but because I use the fast fitness tag, they're like, "Great job, girl," and it makes no sense, And I know they didn't look at my account. That's not genuine. So that's why I choose not to use Instagram, because I just feel like it would just throw my coaches way off. And unless you know what you're doing, I just wouldn't use that program really, or teach your coaches to use that program. But I know other people who use it and they have success, but it's just not me.
Okay, so then to sort of take it to the next level, after you have this little conversation with them on Instagram, are you then sending them over to Facebook?
So I used to do that, right? Before direct messaging came, you had to filter them to Facebook because there's no way to have a private conversation. You never want to have a private conversation in the comments because people are not going to want to talk in private, right? But because now there's direct messaging, I always make sure that I get them over there first. And if they don't respond, they don't respond. I don't care. But if they do respond, then we can have a private conversation. If I do get to the point where I need to get them over to Facebook, it's because I'm signing them now. It's because I need to put them in a support group of some type, you know. So I have my regular Facebook page of inboxes, my direct message inboxes, and my like page inboxes, you know. So you're going to have to just teach yourself to look at those boxes every day, right? And usually, like I think Traci knows, the only kind of alert you get on Instagram when you have an inbox is when you go to your home page and see that little orange bubble, you know, right over that box. So you have to make sure that you check it because it's not, you know, and you have to refresh it just like on your like page. It's a little more work, but I mean, it works. Like it's really taken off for me. Like people are really catching on that it's there finally. So especially if you tell them. So I even have, you know, older people that I thought wouldn't even check, and they're, you know what I mean? Like the 60-year-olds, and they get it. So you got to tell them that it's there.
Are you having phone conversations to close them, or are you sending them the link straight through the Instagram direct message?
Wait, phone conversations for what?
To enroll people. Are you having the full conversation on Instagram direct message?
So, yeah, so I just make sure that they have, if I know that if I'm to the point where I tell them what my coaching's all about, right, I have that copy and pasted, and it's kind of long. And so direct messenger cuts it off. So if I'm to that point, I ask them, do you have a Facebook or can I text you? Because I just tell them it's copy and paste. It's kind of long because I want my clients 100% informed and comfortable. I would love to send it over, but I know that Instagram will cut it off. Do you have a Facebook and we can start chatting over there, or can I text it to you? And then that's usually when I send it over. But by that time, they're comfortable enough with me that they're like, oh yeah, sure, you know. So where before it was a lot harder for me to teach my coaches how to get somebody over to Facebook. But that's really the only reason. I don't know if you guys have a script that when you get to the part of people want to know what your challenge group is, what that means, but I do, and I send that over, and it's kind of long, but I'm very blunt, and I tell them it is long, and this is why.
Okay, cool. Makes sense to me.
But it's really, I promise, it's exactly like Facebook. I had to teach myself like pages. So, and the reason that I did that is because my coaches who did grow their business on a like page, I wanted to show them that, well, if I can grow my like page, you can grow your Instagram. So it took me a year to finally get my like page up to where people are starting to inbox me over there. But I'm still learning. But Instagram's my bread and butter for sure. Like I would freak out if anything ever happened to that account.
Cool. Any other questions, guys? That was awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You guys can do it. I hit Success Club 10 on the 6th of the month. And all of those people were from last month from Instagram because they joined some kind of free group from me, or I've been talking to them from Instagram since then. Every single one of them. I track it so I can make sure I tell my team. So just start your Instagram and don't give up. You know, if you're a new coach, it takes you like 3 months, right, to start anything new, to see the benefits of it. So just start talking to people and see what happens.
How often do you do a call to action on Instagram?
I want everything to have purpose. So if I'm not giving them a recipe, right, then I'm giving them something of value. I'm giving them motivation. I'm giving them some kind of tip. The only time that I really do, you know, a call to action is if like I'm doing a free group and I want them to tag a friend or put their email address below or whatever. And usually for my recipes. Other than that, like I'll try to ask questions and see if people respond. Like about like I went to the doctor and he told me I was 6 months pregnant, and I was like, that threw me off because you're really 10 months. And so I asked a question, like, you know what I mean? Like I'll throw questions in there to get my followers engaged. But it's the same thing like on Facebook. You know, it just depends on what it is. And sometimes if I know that I'm going to transfer, because remember I said I transfer all my posts from my Instagram to my Facebook. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll change it. Like for my like page, I'll say share on your wall, where on my Instagram, I'll say tag a friend, right? So sometimes I change it up.
Cool.
People definitely eat with their eyes on Instagram, and then they want to read your, you know, that'll draw them in to read your caption. So use lots of emojis on Instagram. People are reading up and down all the time. So don't leave those out, especially if you're going to write something really long. I'm not going to read it if you don't have emojis because it's too boring and my eyes don't know where to focus.
Can we just do this all night?
Well, I haven't done my new contacts, so I wish that I could, like, I wish I had the thing so I could screen share my phone, but.
Good stuff. Good. All right, girlie. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I will get you a copy of the recording too if you'd like.
Yes.